Hey, y'all, back again. Got some more questions we had come in, and we're going to try to get answered tonight. Uh, First question were, what are some of the nicknames that Elvis gave to the people in his group and the family?
Well, I know he always called me Josephine, which is not my name at all. But it was like Fats Domino, hello Josephine. He'd always sing that, and when I would first see him and give me a big hug, he'd always have to do that. And he had a lot of nicknames for you, Billy.
Yes, sexy.
Was not.
Did you believe that? Well,
A little sexy.
yeah, a little sexy. No, he had several names for me. Marble Eyes, Mighty Mouth, few choice. We better not mention.
Yeah, we'll leave that one.
But yeah, some of the guys, like
Marty.
Marty was Moon.
Richard
Richard was Broom. Alan was Hog Ears.
Joe
was
Motormouth.
Jaws.
Motormouth.
Jaws. Jaws. Yeah.
Jaws
Now,
and
where was
Motormouth,
I?
yeah. And let's see,
course-
Charlie was Kate.
Kate.
Because,
Red Wiley.
yeah.
Wile E. Coyote.
Wiley.
Gosh, all of us had.
Of course, his grandma,
Was Dodger.
Dodger.
His mama was. They called her Satinin.
Satinin.
Priscilla Nungan.
Nungan for Youngin. And I always remember he called Linda Ariadne. Little Ariadne. And she had nicknames. Linda had nicknames for him too. And I'm trying to think of some more. Everybody, he eventually had a. Lamar's was the great speckled bird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, we've covered a lot, but we'll, as some come up, we may, we'll tell some more in future videos.
And Charlie was mentioned in one of the questions too. Let me say that Charlie was a Memphis Mafia member.
Yeah.
Charlie was not with us at the time that we got our name in '61. He was Charlie, was a very, very good singer, and
yeah,
he was traveling with a gospel group called Jimmy Wakely, and so at the time he was traveling with him doing shows and stuff, and he wasn't with us. But all the guys,
each guy that worked for Elvis was
a Memphis
Mafia,
yeah.
regardless if they came later or if they were original. The original. I think you're the only original member.
The original
still
one that was
living.
there when they got the name.
But
I
Ricky and David
consider all them guys.
And Sam and Dick and Al Strada.
Yeah.
All of them. Everybody that worked for him and went on the road
Dean,
with him. Dean.
Steve Smith.
Everybody that worked for him and went on the road was Memphis Mafia.
Yeah.
His own personal.
Even
personal guys.
his band members and all that. He just they were
in the group.
They were in the group. They were considered Elvis's group, so they were Memphis Mafia. But getting off that now, getting on to something else.
I wanted because it has been asked about all of them, and we'll get to stories on pretty much all the guys now. But since we was on it with Charlie, of course, like I said, I was asked to pick a favorite, and it just cannot. They were all fantastic,
guy?
in their own way. And Charlie, I just want to throw in there one time gave me and Joey the first time they come out, and you remember it.
Yeah.
It was, and some of y'all will probably remember when I tell you, it was the ping pong on TV, and it was just the little ball that went, and you had a bar that went up that hit it, and it went, and he gave me and Joey one.
When we lived at Grace,
I don't know.
It was called Pong.
Yeah, it was something like that, but it was we thought that was something else. But anyway, there's kind of on that, and we'll go to the next question.
As far as all the guys, you
can't
everybody
have,
no, because they were all good guys. Elvis, everybody that worked for Elvis was good guys. Some we were closer to than others, but their families and our families did things together, and
well, we're just like one big giant family.
Yeah, we were like, we did everything as a group usually, and until Elvis passed away, that's basically our friends, except for the people, the fans, some of the fans that we knew that we had been
Hopefully,
friends
as
with
we
for
go on
years.
down the line and all,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
didn't mean
and-
to interrupt, but
That's okay.
we'll cover a lot of these guys,
Yeah.
like as many as we can.
Sure.
Maybe all of them, if
Good
who
gu-
knows
yeah.
if things go wrong.
bunch of
Like
good
like
guys.
Red and how that all occurred, and some of the things that Red and Elvis did before that
Yeah.
he got famous, and just all kind of things we'll cover as we go
It's
along.
just a
you know.
lot of lot of stories.
Yeah,
As
so
long
many-
as y'all,
so many
as long as y'all keep wanting to hear them, well, we're gonna try to get around and telling and answering, the questions that we can answer. The next question, and Daddy, Mom, y'all probably know. I really don't. I mean, he wore a lot of them. But what was Elvis's favorite jumpsuit? And there is a second part of this, but first let's answer that.
I think you know that.
Well, he had a lot of them he liked, but I think his favorite of all of them was naturally the sundial suit or sunburst suit, sundial suit, I guess is what
He
you
wore
would
it a
call
lot.
it.
He wore it a lot.
Because he wore it, more than he did a lot of the others. So
Okay, and
That was
yes, and this was a question come in. Here's the kickers really got me, but it did come in. It says, and also they wanted to know, did you ever wear or try on any of
I did one
of
time.
Elvis's jumpsuits? That's kind of like a midget
almost
in a
couldn't-
giant.
couldn't get out. So.
I did one time, and Elvis came in, and I looked so much like him it scared him. And that's after I crawled out of the head part and leg part,
Yeah.
And then I decided I better take it off.
Yeah. But I'll jump. Thanks for that question, but I don't.
No, be truthfully, I never tried one of them all.
We'll go to the third.
I had to cut it off too much, and it didn't look right.
Arms and legs.
Well, they had to alter it for. Well, I don't even know if
Let's get on the short jokes.
I don't know if it would still have been a jumpsuit or not then, but
Would have been a bodysuit.
It would have been a 44 stub.
Yeah. All right. The next question, and it's our last question for this episode, but were you or were we up at Graceland the night that Jerry Lee showed up demanding to see Elvis? And I know the answer to that, but I'm going to let you tell. Yeah, yes, we were there. Real quick put in. We were down playing around the gates and down around the gatehouse and talking to some friends and stuff that hung around the gate, and this car pulls up, and I didn't even know it was Jerry Lee. It was just the guy gets out, and he's, let's just say, raising some cane and hollering, and I'll go from there and let Daddy.
It was kind of funny because Jerry Lee, I think he was pretty well sauced. And he wanted to see Elvis, and of course, by him being Jerry Lee and being an entertainer too, I guess he thought, that gates should be readily open for him. But Elvis wasn't like that. He when he was at home, he liked some type of privacy, and he wasn't really up, but at the time. But we told Jerry Lee the same thing. Elvis is not up, and he's not seeing anybody tonight. And of course, he kept on, and finally the gate guard said, "Look, you're gonna have to go on because Elvis is not up, and he's not seeing anybody tonight." And so Jerry Lee, he rant and raved for a minute, but he finally just left. Thank goodness, because we didn't want situation to get any more out of control, yeah. So, but that was in later years. The earlier years, Jerry Lee come up to the house. It was Jerry Lee, a wrestler named Sputnik Monroe, and another singer who a lot of people will know called Rockin' Ray Smith. And they come up to the house, and we all got to talking and carrying on, and Elvis got to playing the piano a little bit. And anyway, Ray Smith and Sputnik, they had to leave, so he had to get out pretty quick. And left Jerry Lee there, and he was, he was talking, and we were carrying on. They got to playing the piano, and of course, we were used to Elvis playing the piano and singing, and believe me, it was always great to see him, to play the piano and sing, and of course, we were kind of used to it, and we wasn't Jerry Lee, and when he got to playing, of course,
he could play.
He could play a piano. Now let's face it, he could play a piano, and singing and all, and so we kind of got to clapping for him. Well, that went on for a little while, and finally everything kind of broke up. Jerry Lee had to leave, and of course Elvis, he was ready to go to bed. It was kind of over in the morning, so he was ready to go to bed, and everybody left. Well, he called a little meeting the next afternoon, and we all went out there, and he said, he said, last night, he said, man, he said, you guys clapped for Jerry Lee and all that. Said, you didn't even respond when I was singing and all. He said, if you like him that much, by God, maybe you'd like to go to work for him. And so we all knew from then on.
Clap.
Started clapping in the air.
Regardless. And it was just a funny story, and really Elvis didn't mean anything by it. He was just carrying on, but still, he had to get that across.
That reminds me of...
He wanted to be first now.
Yeah, but that reminds me of when he wanted us to hear Voice.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he, it was a group that he had put together, and it was, I can't remember who, I know Donnie Sumner was one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, Shaw Nelson and Tim Baker.
And he wanted us to hear them,
Voice.
and it was about, 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we had been up for like maybe 2 days already, and so we were up in his room, and he called and had them to fly down to Memphis from Nashville so that we could hear them sing. And you take it from there.
Yeah,
because
they beautiful when they sang.
They
together.
were.
It's
They
beautiful,
were so
but it was over in the morning, and we'd been up, pretty much. I had been up quite a long time, and I was real tired. And I over in the chair, and they were singing and all, and of course, Elvis would join in a little bit, and finally, I just got to the point where I was dozing, my eyes was closed, and the next thing I know, maybe you can get this, somebody was down on their knees and had their elbow in my leg like that, and just buried down, and I woke up, and he said, look, he said, you little marble-eyed son of God, said, look, we're giving $1 million singing quartet here, and a performance, and what you want to do? You want to sleep. He said, no. He said, you go wake up and listen to this. Needless to say, I stayed awake the rest of the time.
Yeah, everybody did.
But they were a good group, man. He put together. He knew how to blend voices, and they were really, really something else. Of course, they were all great singers anyway. So, but that's the way that little story went.
Well, with that, we want to say thanks for watching. And
And
until then,
we always live Elvis.